Welcome to our daily reflection for this Monday, December 2nd. And as we're in the beginning of the Advent season, remember that it's a great spiritual practice to add some kind of little penance, some kind of little sacrifice during the Advent season. I think people forget, we always think of Lent as the time we make sacrifices, but Advent is a penitential season just as Lent is. So it's important to make some kind of little sacrifice that we bring to Christmas morn as a gift to the Christ child, right? So we want to make a little sacrifice. We also want to add a spiritual discipline. It's a holy season. This is not ordinary time. It's an extraordinary holy season in order to prepare us for Christmas, for Christ Mass, for the encounter with the Christ child. And so we want to add a spiritual discipline during these short 4 weeks of Advent. So think about what you're going to do. One of the things that we like to do at our house is as a sacrifice, we take out any kind of secular movies or entertainment video-wise, and only videos that are religious and faith-filled. And so that's a way where you can have the negative thing and the positive thing kind of line up. So think about what you do as a family maybe, or as an individual for your practice during this season of Advent. Make sure you have a resolution. It's not too late. We're only in day 2, right? So Advent started yesterday with Sunday, and now add those resolutions. Today, what we're going to see throughout this week is prophecies and promises that God makes to his people Israel. And then we'll see little flashes in the gospel of how Jesus brings fulfillment to that promise, to that prophecy. And the exercise of this for us is to exercise our faith and our hope in God, that God is faithful in his promises and in his word and in the prophecies. And that our faith isn't just simply an exercise of our will, but our faith is based on reason and on God's word. And we see God's word being fulfilled, all the more reason to strengthen our faith in God and his promises. And today we see this with the prophecy in Isaiah. In Isaiah 2, it says, "All nations shall stream towards God's mountain and to the Lord's house, and many peoples will come and profess faith." Now, that doesn't seem like a big deal to us today, but in Isaiah's day, every country, every nation had its own gods and its own faith. The idea that all nations would come together and that nations would worship the same God, and especially the God of the Jews, the God of Israel, that was preposterous. That was a ridiculous prophecy. And of course, it would take a long time, but it will be fulfilled so that even when you get to Augustine's time, which is, hundreds and hundreds of years later, St. Augustine could say this prophecy is fulfilled. We see across the Roman Empire, many people from many nations and many ethnicities worshiping the one true God. And so we can see that today, right? And so the gods of the nations have all gone away, and the God of Israel is the one God left standing. And so we know that this prophecy is fulfilled in an extraordinary way. And that's really, even it's extraordinary for Israel, because we have the Psalm today, Psalm 122, which talks about going up to the mountain of the Lord and worshiping God. And even in this psalm, it's the tribes go up. But Isaiah was saying more than the tribes, it would be the nations. And so we get an even bigger promise fulfilled. And then Jesus is with a centurion today who is a Gentile. And Jesus marvels at his faith and says, many will come from east and west. In other words, from the whole world will come to the banquet with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And he's saying that many, not just this Gentile, this one Gentile, but many will come from all over the world to worship the God of Israel. And that prophecy, that promise, as astounding and crazy as it was in Isaiah's day, and just as astounding in Jesus' day, is fulfilled in ours. Our faith should grow strong as we reflect on God's prophecy being fulfilled in Jesus Christ and in the church today. May that faith grow in you to a greater ardor as we approach Christmas. May the Lord bless and keep you.
This daily reflection is brought to you thanks to the generous support of the Mission Circle. Join the Mission Circle to help Catholics worldwide understand, live, and share their faith. Sign up at missioncircle.org today.